Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Chef Rob. Thank you for watching our Spring Food Festival. We have a lot of different tasty dishes today, and my son Chris is here. And I hope everybody out there is having a great day, and let's start cooking. If you're cooking with me, just let me know, and if you need any tips or anything like that, I'm going to give you some along the way. We're going to start with the the capellini pancakes with the asparagus, mozzarella cheese, basil. It's really good. So you want to boil your angel hair or capellini pasta. Okay, basically the same thing. Boil it, keep it warm, okay, because you want everything to kind of blend in really well together. Okay, so I'm going to get my pasta. The pasta, you want about a half a pound of the pasta, and this will make about 5 to 6 pancakes. So I am just going to drop some of that pasta in here, and Chris, let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'm just going to take this bowl, and this pasta is still warm to hot, okay? And again, I'm using about a half of a pound. Okay. We're going to take 1 egg. I'm just going to crack it, leave it right on the side here. Okay, everything gets mixed right in here, so it's really good. You want to have a non-stick skillet. That will help to keep it, of course, from not sticking. I'm going to add in some asparagus. Now the asparagus you want to steam ahead of time. I have beautiful asparagus here. So about 1 pound of asparagus. I have a little extra, but I'm going to have that on the side for dinner as well. So this is really beautiful asparagus. Typically March, April, early May, the best asparagus you can find. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, chop it to where it's going to be kind of bite-sized pieces. Everything will get mashed in here. Okay.
Anna said my favorite pasta, and Maureen said happy spring.
Happy spring. Boy, can we use spring or what, right?
Today's the first day, right?
Is it? It is the first day of spring? I know.
Doesn't feel like it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day and Happy St. Joseph's Day to everybody out there. I am going to add a little bit of kosher salt in with this. Go ahead, Chris.
Steve X, can I substitute broccoli for the asparagus?
Absolutely. Just make sure you cool it off after you cook it. Make sure that all the water has drained out of whatever vegetable you may put in there. I'm going to give you a lot of different substitutions you could put in there. So I'm just putting a little bit of kosher salt. It's something I just started adding a little bit too, so it's a preference. It does have enough salt in there between the Parmesan cheese, the mozzarella cheese. Okay, putting a little fresh ground black pepper.
And never mind, I was told it's tomorrow. First day of spring.
Ah, yes. So about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. If you were to add a little too much cheese, that never hurt anybody. Okay, cheese is so good. I'm also gonna take a box grater and take some mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese, I'm gonna use about 3/4 of this block here. Soon I'm gonna turn on my burner and I'm gonna start heating up with a little bit of olive oil. So I'm just grating the mozzarella fresh. Always grate the cheese fresh. It will definitely be a lot tastier. If you buy any of that bag cheese, the taste is really nothing superior. You'll never see a good restaurant with bag cheese.
Michael said looks delicious, and Anna said see you April 6th. And Chris, will you be at Comswag too? I will not be, unfortunately, no.
April 6th. So I'm going to be in Comswag on April 6th, Anna. See, you know better than me. I go 1 week at a time, so you're 2.5 weeks ahead of me.
Michael asks, where'd you get that grater from?
This grater I did get from a restaurant supply store, but I'm sure if you go online, you can buy anything as always. And we're going to add a little bit of garlic powder to this too. Okay. All right, just about at the 3/4 pound mark. Now soon you should start seeing mozzarella cheese a little bit on sale. Usually around the holidays, always on sale. It will freeze well. Just gonna add this right in here, just like that. I am gonna take some olive oil and just start drizzling it in the pan and turn my skillet on. That way when I start shaping these pancakes, they're ready to go into the pan. Go ahead.
Rena asks, how long do you steam the asparagus?
Depending on the size of it, this on the pretty thin side here. I did it for maybe 3 to 4 minutes at the most. Okay.
Michelle
and then
X
I chilled it right away. Go ahead, Chris.
Michelle X, could you use fresh garlic instead of the powder?
Yes, absolutely. I would cut it on the smaller side, or you know what you could also do is not put it in here and almost like saute just a little bit of garlic in here and just kind of scent the oil. So you could do it that way as well. Okay. So I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of the garlic powder in here. And then we're going to start mashing this up here. Now I'm going to tell everybody some different things that you could add in here. Okay. When I was in the restaurant business, I would do this with shrimp in it. Okay. And if you're doing it with shrimp, of course, you got to make sure they're cooked first. And the baby shrimp to a medium-sized shrimp would be fine. Adding prosciutto to this is really good. I'm going to add the fresh basil as well. Baby spinach just kind of chopped up. Really, you could change this around any way you want. I want you to see some beautiful basil. And this is how I kind of store the basil. This has been here a week, okay? And it's been in this water just like this. And you just keep it in a bag like that. And it will just protect it. It's like a little greenhouse to it. And it will stay really nice and fresh. So I am just going to tear these off right here. Now this will make about 5 to 6 pancakes, but then again, it depends on the size pancake that you want to make. You can make these into little appetizer ones, or one really big one, and then I would just say serve a salad with it on the side, because this can be a little bit heavy, okay? So just shredding this right here, I am gonna mix this really well. Pack it into a pancake form. Just spread that right on there. You know what else is good in this? Sun-dried tomatoes. Love my sun-dried tomatoes. So I am taking all this mixture here and just mashing it right in, okay? And the asparagus is not getting all disintegrated or anything like that, okay? You just want everything in here and just really mashed really well. Now, you will see if you do need any more cheese or anything like that. The way to tell that it has enough cheese in there is if it packs, okay? And I can see right now that it is starting to pack. And I'm going to start forming these and then putting these into the pan. And go ahead, Chris.
Nancy said, I know this is not pertinent to the menu, but can you recommend a good recipe for an excellent chocolate/cherry tart, please?
A chocolate/cherry tart. You know, honestly, I never really... Years ago, well, maybe 20, 25 years ago, I made a chocolate tart, but I don't have a recipe that I could suggest or even a site that you could go to. You can always check maybe like an Ina Garten cookbook or a Food Network, something like that.
Sid said, hello from Chicagoland. Looking forward to getting hungry again.
All right, getting hungry. You got to cook with me, Sid. I hope you're doing well. So everybody see how this is? Okay, you can make them as thick or as thin as you want. I'm feeling the oil because I want to make sure that it is really nice and hot. Okay, and it is, you want to be able to kind of get a sizzle on this right away. Okay.
Nancy asks, should one use the stem of a basil?
The stems, if they are on the very tender side and not really thick stems, these stems are pretty thick, so they're a little tough, and I don't really want that in here. That's like Italian parsley. you can use the baby stems in there. Okay, but sometimes they're a little bit woody and you don't want that.
Rena X, can you use skim milk or whole milk mozzarella?
Yeah, you could get away with that. That would be fine, yes.
Susan X, how far in advance can you make the pancakes? Can I make ahead and just reheat?
Honestly, Susan, there is nothing like when they go into the pan, when you just make the mixture, just like I did now, and then when you let it sit for just a few minutes, pack it and put it in the pan, you can't beat that, okay? If I had this mixture left over for tomorrow, water's going to come out of the asparagus. It's not going to be as good. Will it come out good? It'll be fine, but nothing like today, okay? You don't want to prep it too far in advance.
Michael said, ever since I took your class for basil chicken at Monmouth Library, I have been using sun-dried tomatoes in olive oil, and I love it.
Oh, wow, that's great. How are you, Michael? We should be there, I think, sometime in April at the library. So everybody, when you are making these, don't overcrowd the pan, okay? You can press down on it a little bit because you do want to get everything cooked through. What you're trying to do is you're trying to form a crust on the bottom. If you could see this one right here, I could just tell it's starting to get a little bit golden right there. And you always get a little bit of hot spots in the pan, so shuffling them around a little bit never hurt anybody.
Gail X, at what point would you add shrimp or prosciutto?
I would add it in with the mixture before you start forming them, okay? Cooked shrimp, the little ones, you can put in whole. If they're medium sized, just give it a rough chop. So almost like the cocktail shrimp. If you have cocktail shrimp left over, throw them right in here and it'll be good.
Karen X, would you be able to list what the ingredients are in this? She got on a little late.
I'm going to let Chris take that one away, right? Because the recipe is out there.
Yes, the recipes, you can find all 3 dishes on our Facebook page. We posted them on there yesterday. And also, if you want, you could always go back, because if you missed the beginning, you can always rewatch it and it'll stay on our page or your library's page until forever. So, let's see. Rena said a family member has to take medication with fatty foods for a few months. So would the cheese in this qualify to make this a fatty, caloric food?
This is on the fattier side. Yes, it is. Our next dish is a lot healthier, okay? Trying to do a balance today.
And Steve X, for a variation, what else could be used instead of the angel hair pasta?
You do want a very thin pasta. Could you make spaghetti pancakes? You could. So if you wanted to try it with the spaghetti and all that, all the years doing it, I like the consistency with the angel hair. It's just really good to kind of mash it up with your hands and be able to pack it really well, okay? The cheese and being warm is key to it staying together, okay? So I'm just going to flip these over. Again, you don't want to crowd this pan, okay? Otherwise, it is going to throw off too much liquid. If you could see, these just become a nice golden pancake. Crispy pasta on the outside, cheese, asparagus, basil on the inside. Doesn't get better than that, right?
The Monmouth County Library said, great tip on not prepping too far in advance.
You gotta, yeah.
Michael said, I'm going to try and be there in April. Fran X, is mozzarella cheese as good after being frozen?
If you were to just take a bite of it and just try and enjoy it, then it's going to taste okay. It will not taste like it comes out from the package. You just go to the market today. But if you are going to make chicken parmesan, you're going to make these pancakes, you would not know the difference whatsoever.
Rena X, could we add cooked, diced up chicken sausage for the carnivore crowd?
Absolutely. Gotta get all that grease out though, okay? All that liquid. Get it out and you can mash it right in here. Yes, it would work. These are getting pretty close to being done. Maybe about another minute. I want to tell everybody our food festival that we are going to do on April 9th, and check out all the different libraries out there. And they will have the recipes on April 9th at 3 o'clock, we're going to do grilled salmon tacos. And then we're also going to do a chicken piccata meatball. And then we're just going to serve it over probably some egg noodles, okay? And then we're going to do a spring lemon cake with a lemon crumb topping, lemon glaze. Spring, right? So I did that in person at a library recently.
Emily said April 26th, we are putting together cinnamon swirl chocolate chip bread.
Yes, I am, Emily. You're going to enjoy that one. All right, this is all done, these pancakes. I am just going to take these, put this right over here. And now I just want to show everybody a little something. So one of these could certainly fill you, okay? A salad with that would be great. Now I want to show everybody like a little mini appetizer. You can make little mini ones, like little crab cake hors d'oeuvres. Okay.
The Country Library X, where do you buy the beautiful asparagus?
Well, a little tip with the asparagus, okay? The asparagus, I got that Meat Farms. Meat Farms. I know it's not close to you, Dawn, but if it is Dawn out there, but I do think it is Dawn. Yeah, Meat Farms. But I have seen, I think at ShopRite, theirs was also very beautiful as well.
Emily said it looks yummy.
Thank you so much, Emily. So everybody take a look. Make little mini ones, okay? Really good for little appetizers. You can make them even smaller, just like this. Okay, with holidays or, and of course just changing the mixture up. A little prosciutto, the spinach, the shrimp, that would help really, really well.
They said I'll make the trip.
So, okay. So everybody, with the asparagus, I know like we had a compliment on the asparagus, but I want to let everybody know something that you could do when you steam your vegetables. If this is with carrots, this is with broccoli, asparagus. If you just put a dot, which is about 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar into the water, it will brighten up your vegetables. Those orangey carrots, they will just be burst out like in a real nice, real bright orange, okay? The green asparagus, the broccoli, anything like that. It brightens up your vegetables. So whenever you're using vegetables and steaming them, just put a little cream of tartar in there. Can you see all the supermarkets today having a run on cream of tartar?
Gail said ShopRite has asparagus for $1.49 next week with a digital coupon.
That's a great price, $1.49.
Nancy X, what brands of olive oil do you recommend for the perfect Italian connoisseur?
Well, always look for an olive oil in a dark bottle. Okay, that's key, because if it's in a light bottle, it doesn't like sunlight and it will turn rancid very quickly. Any olive oil that would just say to this brand here, that's a really good one. I do like Bertolli. You want it to say Italy on there, okay? If it says Peru, Spain, anything like that, you're gonna have Greece. You're gonna have so many combinations of olives in there, and the flavor is not good, okay? So it is very, very important to have it say Italy. That will be your best oil, okay? First cold pressed as well. These are just about done, these little mini ones here. Aren't they cute, Chris? Look at that.
Yes.
All right, that's yours, that's your dinner.
Oh, you're so nice.
Hey.
Louise said Delicious Orchards has great asparagus. Emily said good tip for veggies. Anna X, can you use frozen?
Frozen, I'm thinking asparagus you might be saying, but any vegetables frozen in this dish? No. Too much water.
Rena X, can you approximate the cup size for the large and appetizer size pancakes? I definitely want to make these.
How much to make? How many that you would
For
make
each
out
one.
of this?
Like, that seems like a 1/4 cup, probably.
These little mini ones here are not even a 1/4 cup, okay? This is even probably just around that, maybe a little bit shy. This is probably towards the 1 cup mark right here, okay? So I am going to take these off, okay? I could let them get a little browner, but I'm going to head on over to our chickpea salad. If anybody has made some of the dishes that we have made on these food festivals, please let us know. I'm just going to put this inside. And I still have some mixture right here, okay? Just remember, every time you add another vegetable, another ingredient, whether it's the shrimp, the prosciutto, your pasta just keeps expanding and you're gonna get more pancakes, okay? But just make sure you want more pancakes. All right, so we're gonna head over to the avocado and chickpea salad, okay? I love this salad. Made this a lot of times in the restaurant business, and you would get it as a side salad when you came to the restaurant I used to work at. I get a lot of people out there saying, what restaurant are you at? I'm not in a restaurant anymore. That was years ago. This is what I do now for a living, okay? So I'm gonna take, this is an avocado and chickpea salad. So this here is 2 cans of chickpeas already drained and rinsed, okay? So I'm just gonna start putting everything. I'm gonna make it easy for you, Chris.
Thank you.
And I'm just gonna put that right in here. Gonna take 1 to 2 avocados would be perfect to put in here, the salad. It's a preference too. Now, you could, on the recipe, I show sunflower seeds. There's times where I'll put sunflower seeds. I try to always give different suggestions on what you could put in or leave out. Go ahead, Chris.
The Connoisseur Library said something I've noticed. When you buy produce in season, it's usually at a lower price or you can get it on sale.
You are so right. The higher the price for the produce, except during these times, I guess, right? But the lower the price, like the asparagus, the better quality it is. Okay, when you see watermelon at 99 cents a pound, it doesn't taste good. When it's 39 cents a pound, it's really good, usually. Okay, so the avocado just like this. Let them ripen in a cool, dark place. They will take about 3 to 4 days to ripen. Okay, I'm just gonna pop this right out. With the avocado, I am just going to cut this in thin strips like this and then chop it really small. There's a lot of different ways that you could kind of take avocado out. I kind of like to just pop them out just like this. Okay, then just leave them right on the side. Now, avocados, if you need them in a hurry, put them in a brown paper bag. Tomato, with a tomato, an apple, banana, and it will help it ripen up, okay? But it's got to go in that brown paper bag with one of those vegetables or fruits. Go ahead, Chris.
Nancy X, do you have any tips for growing basil plants? I can't seem to save the plant year round. I get white bugs on them. Help.
You know, I don't really grow any of my produce, and the reason is I have deer that live across the street from me. So, no, cool, sunny spot, I know, good, real good soil. You can't have the deer around you, obviously.
And she says she gets white bugs on them.
You get white bug. I would actually talk to like a nursery, something like that, what to do.
Like a spray or something like that.
Yeah, and there's probably some sprays that are, just, kind of harmless that you can kind of put on there just to take away those white bugs. So I'm just popping this avocado on here. So again, 1 to 2 of these, and then I'm going to take 1 cup of, I'm using the colored tomatoes. I love the colored tomatoes. They just bring out spring or summer really, really well.
Gail said another interesting thing is how much the price increases for seafood during Lent.
Well, it actually has gone up a lot even before Lent. Maybe we hadn't been buying as much seafood, but in New York City at the fish markets there, flounder is $29.99 a pound. So I'm just cutting this up right here. Shop around. Go to the local fish market, see what is local, because anything local, we're going to be coming into that season, and we should get it a little bit more reasonable, but they do have to pay for that gas to go out there and get it. So prices for the seafood are going to be up, but as everything, you got to shop around. But you don't want to drive from store to store because it does cost you that in the gas. So look how colorful this is, right? And I buy these tomatoes all year long. I use them in a lot of dishes just because it brings out a lot of color. And just have them if they're a little bit big, okay? And then, so I'm getting close to the 1 cup mark. And then I'm going to put in a cucumber. Add in a little bit of onion. Now, these cucumbers here, the English cucumbers, the skin on here is not tough at all, so you can use this here. If you're using the local cucumbers, or the one with the waxy outside, that is going to be a little tougher, and that you want to take the skin off. But I do like to leave it on just because I like the color. So about 1 cup, it's about half of one of those English cucumbers. So I'm just gonna kind of like third them and then almost make them into little cucumber croutons, that type of size. And we're just going to add this right into the salad. Now if you're not a feta cheese fan, goat cheese would be really good in this as well. Putting this right on top here.
Rena said seafood like salmon at ShopRite literally just went up in price. They held off raising the price, but now it officially went up.
Yeah. The cost of gas has to bring everything up. It just has to. A quarter of an onion, and I'm just going to dice it finely and just have it kind of go throughout the salad. Now, if you want to use the red onion with this, that would be fine as well. There's nothing like putting fresh chives in here. And fresh chives in here is really, really tasty. So I'm cutting this on the thinner side, and I just kind of turn it around just like that. I don't go all the way through, and then just kind of dice it small.
Gail said, your food is always beautifully colorful as well as delicious, and it gives us a wide variety of vitamins and minerals from the veggies.
Thank you, Gail. Do I owe you any money for saying all that? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Gail has been watching since... and coming to my classes since, years, Gail, right? Now some fresh chives, about a quarter cup. Just cutting these little ends off. We're just a little bit brown. I did just wash them. And you just want to kind of pat them dry.
Linda said, I made your Irish soda bread muffin recipe this week, and the muffins were outstanding. They disappeared quickly. Sorry, I'll give them back. No.
That's great. I'm glad you enjoy them. Thank you. So here is the chives in here. And now I want a half cup of feta cheese.
Fran said Lidl has some good salmon sales from Chile.
I have seen that, yes. And but I have seen that they've gone up, but also, yeah, you can find them there. And there's a wide variety of salmon. So just, the wild, the farm, so depends what you're getting, and that's why you're paying a certain price for it. Okay, so I'm just going to make the dressing for it. You can take this dressing, put it in a jar, just shake it, and just throw it right onto the salad, okay? So I'm going to take a quarter cup of the extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just putting it in like one of these little Tupperware containers right here, just like this. So about a quarter cup. Now if you wanted to add chicken or something in with this, or shrimp, that would work as well. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. A little Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon, maybe even a teaspoon and a half. It depends if you like your mustard or not. I'm going to add some garlic powder, a quarter teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon of onion powder.
A Comstock Library said ShopRite had delicious cod/scrod, not farm raised, on sale for $7.99 per pound. Made it last night and it was great.
Oh, that's very good. That's great. A little bit of fresh ground black pepper. A little bit of kosher salt. And about a half a teaspoon of dried oregano. And then we're going to add in some lemon juice and give this a shake. The lemon juice is about 1 tablespoon. So I'm just going to kind of roll this. These have been sitting out about an hour, so they are going to give up a lot of juice really, really quickly. Okay, and you can just kind of squeeze it right through your fingers, so that way you can catch any pits. Okay. And then at the end, if you were to use the sunflower seeds, that's where you would just kind of toss them on there. Okay. And now just kind of put the lid on here, give it a little shake. You can always add a little bit more chives or feta cheese on at the very end. See how the dressing is? Just comes together really nicely. I always say put on about 1/2 to 3/4. Reserve a little on the side because you don't want to overpower the salad. Because maybe you're using a smaller cucumber. Maybe you didn't use all the chickpeas, and then it becomes too much dressing in there. So taste it first, and then you can adjust it. But this will be enjoyed tonight. This is going to be so good.
Let's see. Gail X, will you be having your virtual cooking/baking camp this summer?
Gail, I'm not doing it, and the reason is I'm just going to top it with a little bit more feta because it's better with feta, right? The reason is I got booked so quickly in advance with in-house cooking that it just kind of got right away from me, and I wasn't sure how many libraries were going to be onto the virtual, whatever. So we're still playing with it, still doing the virtual, but you got to go kind of where the demand is and that, you know. But I'm glad the food festival still everybody's joining, and that's great. Go ahead, Chris.
Deanne X, what was the ingredient after the kosher salt?
After the kosher salt, well, I had the black pepper, and then probably the oregano was what I put in. So I'm just kind of holding this up for Chris here. That way you can kind of zoom in there.
Gail X, what cheese would make a good substitute for feta?
I would say goat cheese would go good in here. Okay. Even a blue cheese, if you're a blue cheese fan, just to kind of change it up a little bit.
Susan said, I think olives would also be nice in there.
Yep.
Monmouth County Library said, Chef Rob, the salad is beautiful.
Thank you.
Comstock Library said, yum. Amanda asked what the ingredients were. And since you came on late, you can always check out our page after this video is done. And you could watch the whole entire video. It'll still be up there. And we also have the ingredients list and the whole recipe on our Facebook page.
And of course, if you just signed up like through one of the libraries that's out there, check out their library's page too. And everybody out there, check out the library that you're at and look at all the different libraries that are on today and go to their page because they do so many virtual programs, so many in-house programs. If you're traveling and you're going to a different state, check out their library. You know, they want you to come into the building, okay? The library is a really wonderful place, and never thought I'd be working for a library doing cooking classes if you asked me that 20 years ago, but I can't tell you how great it's been. And a library, I never met a librarian that I haven't liked. They were all great. No, they're fantastic. Yeah. So everybody, let's go over and start making some green onion and sour cream biscuits.
Fran X, any substitute for avocado? I'm allergic.
Just leave it out and put in any other favorite vegetable or anything you want to switch it out with, okay? So we are just sliding over here real quick. Okay, so green onion, sour cream biscuits, spring green onion, right? So if you are making this with me, you would turn on your oven now to 425. Okay.
Monmouth County Library said, thank you for supporting and promoting the library. You are the best. Comsawag Library said, thanks, Chef Rob. We love having you here, too. Great recipes and great chef.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, everybody. So for this here, what you want to do is, again, turn on your oven to 425. And then you're going to take your dry ingredients, which is 2 cups of flour, just regular all-purpose flour, and then just kind of level it off. And you kind of just like spoon it in there. You want it to be light, okay? Not packed. It should not be packed. You want 1 tablespoon of baking powder.
Louise said, FYI, I received all the recipes with an email from the Monmouth County Library when I signed up.
And you know why you got them right away? Because they're great. They're nice people. They're great.
And Vicky X, how do I order one of your cookbooks? These cooking classes have been so fun.
Thank you. If you go to my Facebook page, it will be on there, okay? And they're $15 and $3 for just shipping, okay? It is 1 teaspoon kosher salt. I like to use the kosher salt in when I do kind of biscuit type recipes, okay? So we're just going to take the dry ingredients, mix that up really well. And then I'm just going to take the dry ingredients, put it into the food processor. Just like this. And now you want to have 1 cup of whole fat sour cream. Okay, so 1 cup of whole fat sour cream ready to go. If you bring it to room temperature, it will incorporate a lot better. Okay. And then we're just going to pulse this just until it's just about all the way pureed through. I'm going to add the green onions actually as well too. Now on the recipe you'll see you could take the sour cream and the green onions, pulse it, and then add the flour mix. But you could add everything at once and it saves you a few steps. So as you go along and you come up with different tricks. These little roots right here, go plant out in your garden. They will grow scallions back. Make sure it's in a nice sunny spot, okay? So I'm just pulsing up all of the green onions. Now I'm not using the real top part because these are really tough, okay? So really don't use them, okay? If you're making a vegetable stock or something like that, you could always throw them in. So let me just put this all in here.
Linda said avocados tend to discolor once diced. Will the salad dressing prevent this from happening?
It will definitely help it along because it does have the lemon in it. So that will. But these type of salads, they're best eaten as soon as possible. But if it's left over tomorrow, it's going to be certainly just as good. Okay. So I'm just pulsing this just until it comes together. And don't forget, you can either do it, you can do this 2 ways. You can take the green onions and the sour cream and process it just until it's pureed, and then add in the flour mixture for coarse crumbs, or just save another step, and it's all done.
Fran X, 1 teaspoon of salt, because the recipe said 1 1/4.
I put in 1 1/4. Yep. So if I didn't say it, I'm sorry.
Emily X, could I use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream?
I've never made it that way, but I know you do change things, and so if you do make it, let me know so I can pass that along, that how they come out. I'm just gonna take a little dusting of flour.
Rena said I only have a mini food processor, so would it be okay to pulse in 2 batches, or should I just go manual?
If you have only a mini food processor, Rena, what I would do is just do the sour cream and the scallions together, okay? That's how I would do it. So this is all mixed, this dough right here, just like this. So it's very heavy, It's sticky. If you have gloves, that will help. But I want to show everybody what to do. And I did this when I was doing my Irish soda bread class too. So what I always tell everybody, dust the table, dust whatever work surface. This is wet, sticky. You want to take it from the bottom and then just kind of roll it lightly into the flour, okay?
Rena asks, oh, what about a KitchenAid food mixer?
A KitchenAid food mixer, yeah, that should be fine. Not a blender, but like any processor, that would work really well. So I am just kind of spinning this just a little bit like this. See how this is here? You want it to be pretty high. These bake in a 425 oven for about 18, 20, 22 minutes at the most. Okay? Set your timer for about 18 because you don't want to overcook them. So what I'm going to do is just cut this in half. I get 8 biscuits out of this. Now, no butter in it, but yes, I know, a full cup of sour cream. So there's always got to be a bad guy in there.
Gail asks, if you don't have gloves, can you just spray your hands with pan spray before scooping the dough out?
Yeah, or just dust your hands with a little bit of flour. That's fine. Okay, so just kind of separate them. Leave them, that part, into 4 pieces. And then cut 4 more. So this would all go really well together with this dinner.
Smells good.
And now you want to have a baking pan with either parchment paper or the silicone baking mat. One of the things really important to do, make sure they are all the same height. Okay, just kind of press down on it. Bring the dough up nice and high. And then we're going to brush this with a little bit of sour cream. Gives it a nice shine and also a little bit of richness on top. If you want another little thing that you could do to this, when you put the sour cream on, you could put a sprinkling of kosher salt right on top. Okay, don't have to do it, but it's something that would be good. So I gave everybody our April Food Fest. I'm going to give everybody our May one. Then we're going to start going back to during the week at nights. And we're doing a May 25th one. And we're going to do a guacamole and tricolored tomato salad with some fresh lime on it. So I'm just kind of brushing the sour cream on here. I'm doing Baltimore lump crab cakes. You want to talk about something that's really gone up in price. Wow. Crab cakes. Unbelievable how much crab is now. And then a rhubarb and strawberry crisp. I am actually doing a class with rhubarb muffins next week on Facebook and Zoom. If you check out my Facebook page, you will see. Okay. We also have a virtual brunch coming up, and it will be on Zoom. So anybody that does do Zoom, we will soon put that up on our Facebook page, and we'll list all the libraries that are participating. And please feel free to call them. And if one is already booked, call the next one, okay? Because it's virtual. They would love to have you come to their library. Again, even in person, too. So let me just I'm taking the silicone baking mat. I'm going to put that right up here. And again, it will 18 to 20, 22 minutes at most. Separate them so they don't kind of grow into each other. If you wanted to add the chives in with this, chives would be really, really good. See the height on these? Okay, I'm looking at probably about 1.25 inches of height on this, just so you can get an idea. So this is what they look like before they go into the oven. And then
It's the world's fastest oven.
It's the world's fastest oven. Watch, they're done. This is what they look like when they come out. So I'm just going to kind of put them right next to each other.
Oh no, you caught us.
Yeah. Okay, so really, really good. They do freeze well. When you do take them out of the freezer, let them come to room temperature. You can even put them in the microwave for just, 10 seconds, just to loosen them up a little bit, okay? If you like the potato chips with the sour cream and onion, these biscuits, just like it, okay? So I'm gonna leave these right here. Now, let's see how anybody's got a good memory. Last month, I promised everybody I would do something at the end of the class. Does anybody out there remember? Let's see. Or I could have just gone away without even doing it. We're gonna see, Chris.
We'll do it if they remember.
Yeah, we'll do it if you remember.
I'm sure someone will remember it.
Yeah. Somebody's going back to Facebook from last time. And then also in July we have a food festival. We don't have one in June and August. Okay, it got pretty busy. All right.
Oh,
So, what?
Emily said Minion Cupcake.
Emily said that?
Yeah.
Emily, you are just like, wow. Did you write that down? Chef Rob better do this.
I think so.
Everybody, I do a lot of children's classes. I've done them virtually. I do them in person. And there's a Minion movie coming out. So perfect timing. I have some libraries I'm doing this with. So let's make some Minion Cupcakes, okay? They're really easy, but do them with the kids, the grandchildren.
He booked these classes before they even started making the movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's just like, oh, they're doing a Minion movie next week? Just happen to have a class that week.
But on occasion, you will hear, in 2023 in June, they're going to have whatever movie in that, and then you start coming up with something. So, I have some buttercream icing here, and I have a little bit of blue food dye. You have to be careful with the food dye. I know in the supermarket you get those little squeeze tubes, which are just perfect. And what you do is just put a couple drops on there, just like that. Okay. And just gonna mix this really well. We're gonna ice our cupcakes.
Heather asks, what's the date for April?
The date for, the food festival, it is April 9th at 3 o'clock. And you have to make the salmon tacos. And of course the chicken piccata meatballs. Something really, really different. Now when I go back into doing some classes in person all this week, and I am doing a shrimp and basil pasta with a cream sauce, and then I'm doing a roasted zucchini flatbread, and it has toasted almonds, goat cheese, and hummus on it. So I will be doing that in person. Okay, so we got this all mixed really well here. You always want to make sure it's kind of room temperature, the icing. It will spread nice and easy. I'm just going to cover all this. I did this last week. I had 40 children at a library on Long Island. 40 children. We had 20 in one class. It was so booked up that they had another 20 come. So it was great. Go ahead.
Fran asks, how much chives would you add for the biscuits?
For the biscuits, maybe like a quarter cup. Okay, and it depends if you're adding the scallions. I really would add the scallions as well, but a combination of different onions from the different onion families, that would work well. I've done a caramelized onion biscuit too. I have to bring that one back. That was from years ago. Okay, so just cover the cupcakes with a little blue icing. And now what would make the perfect Minion? A Twinkie, right?
The world's smallest Twinkie.
The world's smallest Twinkie. They got small. Oh my God. See, you think we would be shrinking because everything is shrinking, but you got to have two of them now to make up for it.
Gail
I
said,
haven't had a Twinkie in years though.
Me neither. Gail said, everything looks wonderful. We'll make wonderful sides for an Easter brunch. Thank you so much, and thank you, Chris, for your great job as cameraman and host. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit white icing. You just need a very little bit because you want these little candy eyes to stick on here. Okay, just like that. Again, just a little bit of buttercream icing.
Fran said I always have lots of chives. I grow them.
Oh, that's perfect then. Okay, put these little candy eyes on here just like that. And now, if you see this here, they sell these little tubes. It's called Sparkle Gel. Wilton, the brand, the decorating company. You can buy them at like a Walmart, Amazon, any of those. Okay, and now you could just take this black squeeze tube icing and just kind of go around the eyes, just like this. The kids love decorating cupcakes. There's another one. And now draw her mouth. Okay. Sometimes the kids ask, can I just put one eye? Because some of the Minions just have one eye.
I was just about to say that.
Were you really?
Yeah.
And then...
I think Bob. Bob is the one with the one eye.
Is it Bob?
I think so.
Or Bob. Take that and just place it right up on here, just like that. And then you have a Minion cupcake.
Fran asks, what's the date for the July Food Festival?
July 25th, and it's at 6:30.
Monmouth County Library said, as always, great job and thank you.
You're so welcome. So I'm going to walk around to all of the different food, and then we will say goodbye. But if anybody has any questions, comments, I'm going to give everybody the July Food Festival menu as well. And check out, again, all these libraries that are on there. Okay. So, our spring green onion and sour cream biscuits. Our avocado and chickpea salad. Spring asparagus with mozzarella cheese and basil. Angel hair pancakes. That's a mouthful. And
Literally.
Emily's. Emily, if I was by you, I would say, Emily, these are for you. Minion Cupcakes. So, we actually have some children next door. So, what do you think, Chris? We'll walk these over to them?
Sounds good.
Yeah. One day we should...
If we don't eat it before.
One day we should do it where you kind of film me as I go over there and
Yeah.
surprise them. That would be great. So, everybody, let me give everybody the menu for July. I just have to turn this around over here. Well, can you turn
I can
that
read
right?
it.
Okay, Chris is going to take over now.
Monday, July 25th at 6:30 Eastern Time. He's making stuffed local zucchini boats. Yes, you. With Parmesan and cherry tomatoes. Also, summer green onion and chicken lettuce wraps. And indulgent raspberry chocolate chip banana bread. See, it's even better when I say it.
He did a good job saying that, right? Now, everybody, shouldn't I do the camera work one day and then Chris do a cooking class?
When you retire, yes.
He did a mini one once, right? Last August.
And it was the very last one.
No. You'll come back.
I'll do another one in a few years.
Yes. Any last comments or anything or questions?
Got a bunch of people saying thank you and sounds delicious.
Thank you so much, everybody. Everybody, stay well. Thank you for always joining us each month. And tell your friends to look at the library because they are going to keep it up on their sites. And I've always recommended this for the libraries too. Use this again and have people that don't go virtually come into the library almost like a movie day. Hand out recipes and let them watch a few of these, at a time. Or the food festivals, it's an hour, so it's enough. And you could use it as a class. So feel free to do that. So everybody stay well and thank you so much. Bye everybody.